All right, we have made it to the final division that we have to cover, the AL West. The Utah Rams going to lead things off for us, and this team we're going to look at a lot closer than the other teams because the Utah Rams' home field is Shield Woods Park, the highest elevation stadium in the league. So before I haven't even put my eyes on this pitching staff yet. Pitching needs to be solid, needs to be really good, and the batting average or batting order doesn't have to be the best. But if there's a lot of power in it, they're going to hit a lot of home runs. So looking at it right now, pitching staff is not too bad. Shane McClanahan is an opening day starter. That's solid. Logan Gilbert is there. That's also very solid. Michael Lorenzen, if he could stay healthy, if he could shove, he'll be all right. The bottom two, not really sure about. Andrew Abbott, number 4. Alek Manoah, number 5. Will be interesting to see how the back end of this rotation does. And the bullpen does not look great for this team. Shintaro Fujinami is listed as the long reliever from this team. It's his second year over from Japan. Jake Bird, a righty, hard thrower, will be a part of this bullpen. Josh Spores, who was on the Rangers World Series team last year, part of the bullpen. Seth Martinez and Cody Hoyer make up the middle relievers on this staff. The two lefties will be Giovanni Moran and Jojo Romero. And the listed closer for the Utah Rams, Yimi Garcia. So, not the greatest bullpen here, not the greatest pitching staff, but let's see what the lineup looks like. Francisco Lindor going to lead off against righties. Pete Crow Armstrong, he got called up late in the year last year by the Cubs. I do remember that. He'll be batting second against righties. Luis Arias, what did he win a batting title last year with Miami or something like that? I don't know. He was insane for a while. He'll be batting third for this team. Jake Berger's gonna hit some dingers, guys. Jake Berger, if you want to predict somebody that might surprise people and how many home runs he hits, look no further than Jake Berger this year with Utah. Taylor Ward going to be batting fifth and playing left field. And look who bats DH. Joey, he who bangs Votto, batting sixth. Garrett Cooper batting seventh, playing first base. Tyler O'Neill will bat eighth and play right field. And your catcher is Tyler Soderstrom. So I don't know how I feel about this team, but Nick Fortes will be on the bench. He'll probably catch against lefties. Soderstrom against righties. DJ LeMahieu, the veteran infielder, will be on the bench against righties. Miles Straw makes an opening day roster, the defensive outfielder, and Nick Madrigal, the contact hitting infielder, makes the team. I know the elevation is going to help them get hits and get home runs for this team, but I don't see a lot of home run potential on this team with the exception of a couple guys. So I don't know how it's going to work for them. I really, really don't. We'll see what happens. But this team, to me, doesn't look great. So San Diego has an NL team in Major League Baseball. They have an AL team in the MPBL. San Diego Fleets, clean color scheme with the gray and gold. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is the opening day starter for the Fleet. Tristan McKenzie a part of the rotation, as is John Gray, the veteran. Kyle Wright and Tyler Mahle round out the rotation. So all righties in the rotation, solid rotation for the Fleet. Long reliever is John Matthews, 25-year-old, who will get some work out of the bullpen. Sean Armstrong is a part of the bullpen, as is lefty Caleb Ferguson, who appears to be the only lefty on this entire pitching staff. And then a couple very hard-throwing righties. Julian Merriweather, Lou Trevino make the San Diego Fleet team. Paul Sewald and Nick Anderson going to be getting some late inning work for San Diego. And Brian Abreu is the closer for the Fleet. So, interesting bullpen. Some good pieces, but only one lefty. Let's take a look at the batting order. And again, we only have a couple lefty bats on the entire team. That's it. Just 3. TJ Friedl batting leadoff and being the DH against righties. Riley Green will bat second, contact hitting right fielder. Corey Seager, stays in Southern California, and he's a member of San Diego. Josh Jung going to bat cleanup. Behind him, Marcus Simeon will play second base, bat fifth. Pretty good 3-4-5 punch there with Seager, Jung, and Simeon. Wilson Contreras, the veteran, will do the catching and bat sixth against righties. Wyatt Langford, prospect, going to make his major league debut and bat seventh in left field. Bobby Dalbec, who I'm not sure has a hit yet in the majors this year. I think he's like 0 for 17. He'll be the first baseman against righties and bat eighth. And Harrison Bader will bat ninth, having a solid season for the Mets in his first season there. Chad Wallach, 32 years of age, backup catcher. Trevor Story, we'll see him against lefties, but he's on the bench against righties. Abraham Toro, infielder with some pop, switch hitter on the bench against righties. And I'm not going to pronounce this name. Not sure if this is a real person or not, but yeah, he's there. So if you like that last name, here's your team. Connor Cokes. I'm not going to say it. I'm just not. I'm sorry. All right, Oakland gets to keep a team in the AL West, and they'll have the same color scheme. But this time it's the Seawolves of Oakland. Max Scherzer is the opening day starter for the Seawolves. Dylan Cease, not a bad 1-2 punch there. Two veteran studs. Eduardo Rodriguez, lefty, will be third in the rotation. Lance McCullers Jr., fourth. And Edward Cabrera, the hard-throwing righty. Will he stay healthy? Well, most of these guys stay healthy. I mean, they all seem to be kind of not at times. But there's your rotation for Oakland. It could go south quick for them if they don't stay healthy. Mason Miller, listed as the long reliever for Oakland, 26 years of age. Dinelson LeMay, another guy who could eat innings for you. He'll be in the bullpen. J.P. Feyereisen in the bullpen for Oakland, as well as Nick Whitgren. Tristan Beck makes a roster. He'll be in the bullpen for Oakland. Another guy who could give you multiple innings. So that appears to be the strategy for Oakland. Griffin Jacks will get some late inning work for this team, as will the only lefty in the bullpen, 66 overall, Josh Taylor, the hard thrower. And then I backed out for no reason before I even got to see the closer, and the closer is Yainier Cano. So, interesting pitching staff here. I don't know if this is going to pan out whatsoever. Not a lot of stuff I like there. Let's go to the lineup, though. I'm going to like their three-hitter. Ha-Sung Kim going to bat leadoff against righties. Noelvi Marte, we'll see if he takes steroids in this league. He's going to bat second against righties. And Aaron Judge in an Oakland uniform. There it is, Oakland fans. You have Aaron Judge now. Are you happy? I hope so. Christian Walker, not a bad guy to have batting behind him either against righties. Max Kepler will bat fifth and play right field. Stone Garrett will bat sixth, also play in the outfield. Jake Rogers, the power-hitting catcher, will bat seventh. Brendan Rodgers, second baseman, will bat eighth. And Christian Arroyo is listed as the DH against righties. Not many lefty bats on this team. You have Jake Rogers. You have Kyle Higashioka on the bench as a catcher. Nate Eaton, the defensive infielder, speedy defensive infielder at that, on the bench against righties. Kyle Isbell, outfielder, on the bench. And Emmanuel Rodriguez, 21 years of age. He makes the opening day roster. Also has red eyebrows. Fun fact. But outside of Aaron Judge, Christian Walker, Ha-Sung Kim, it's going to be tough, man. Aaron Judge is going to have to carry a big load with this team. We'll see how it works for him. Here we have the second to last team. We've gone through 28 teams. Thank God my voice says that we only have two more to go. We have the Portland Pilots. Zach Gallen is there. And I don't see Ohtani, so that must mean he's on the last team, which we'll get to in a moment, which would be absolutely hilarious. But Zach Gallen is there in the rotation. Kodai Senga is also in the rotation. Solid 1-2 punch there. Freddie fastball, Freddie Peralta. Should say what, full sync Freddie or whatever they call him now. He's pretty solid as a third option. Zach Greinke gets one more season in the majors with the Pilots, and Tanner Houck, fifth in the rotation. We got Ryan Yarbrough listed as the long reliever with this team. Four lefties in the bullpen for the Pilots. Trevor McGill The former Brewer, or I guess the current Brewer, is on Portland for the MPBL, as is lefty Juan Sanchez, 23 years of age, making his debut. Richard Blair, a fan favorite in BR this year, is a part of the bullpen, as is one of my favorite lefties, Cionel Perez. Another former Brewer pitcher to go with Trevor McGill, Joel Payamps, will get some late inning work for Portland, as will the veteran, 40-year-old Jesse Chavez. And the closer, David Bednar, 92 overall. Let's take a gander at the batting order now for the Pilots. Tommy Edmonds going to lead off against righties. David Fletcher, shortstop, will bat second for this team against righties. Alex Bregman will bat third and play third. Brandon Nimmo, lefty bat, will bat fourth. He's one of two pure lefty bats on the team, so not a lot of lefty bats on the Pilots. Zach Geloff, the young up-and-coming star who's on the Oakland Athletics, will play second and bat fifth. Nelson Velasquez will bat sixth, power-hitting outfielder. Wilmer Flores will bat seventh and play first base. C.J. Cron will bat eighth. The veteran will DH. Luis Campuzano against righties will bat ninth for this team. Travis d'Arnaud will probably see split duties with Campuzano, and d'Arnaud will be on the bench against righties. Anthony Rizzo is there as well, so we'll see Rizzo on the bench against righties to start the year for the Pilots. Matt Vierling, the speedy outfielder, and Kevin Pillar, the veteran, will be on the staff as well. So, not a terrible team, not a great team. We'll see how it pans out. Probably a middle tier team, if I were to guess, are the Pilots. Not too bad, but we'll see if they can have some guys exceed expectations. And the final team we have to get to, the Calgary Cavalry. So we go from Mike Trout playing in the smallest market in northern Michigan to Shohei Ohtani playing for Calgary in Canada. This league is awesome. I can't wait. But he'll be obviously in the rotation. He's a two-way player, so we'll see him in the lineup as well. The rest of the rotation is Aaron Savali, who will be behind Ohtani, Jose Urquidy, Shane Baz, and Jonathan Shearer, who's 25 years of age, lefty. Andrew Bash, who's a rookie. Not sure if he's real or not, but he's real in this franchise, and he's the long reliever for the Cavalry. Anthony Bender, the hard-throwing righty, makes up a part of this bullpen, as does Jose Soriano, who I cannot hit, fun fact, in the game. Kyle Nelson, one of two lefties in the bullpen. And Brooks Kriske, 61 overall, makes a roster, one of the lower overalls that we've seen, makes the Calgary Cavalry. Brusdar Graterol, late inning guy, 86 overall, going to be a fun back end of the bullpen for the Cavalry. Will Smith is there as a lefty, and the closer, Johan Duran. Let's take a look at the lineups now against righties. And Matt McLean going to lead things off and be the shortstop for the Cavalry. Jonathan India, his teammate in real life, will play second base and bat second. Shohei Ohtani, there he is, batting third for the Cavalry. Jorge Soler, batting fourth behind Ohtani. What a scary combination that could be. Alex Kirilloff at first base. He's going to bat fifth. The lefty bat, another lefty bat behind him, Eddie Rosario, the veteran left fielder. Christopher Morel, he can hit some home runs, batting seventh, playing third base. The veteran, Randall Grichuk, pretty solid against lefties. He's going to be in there against righties as well. And Ethan Salas, the up-and-coming catcher, 18 years of age, will start against righties. The bench against righties is infielder Ezekiel Tovar, who we'll definitely see against lefties. We'll probably see Eric Haas in there against lefties as well. Ryan Bliss, young infielder, 24 years of age. And Hunter Renfroe, the veteran, is there as well. And for the first time, we see an extra bat on the team because Shohei Ohtani, two-way player, he's part of the pitching staff. So Sal Frelick, the lefty outfielder, gets a spot on the roster as well. So this looks like an incredibly fun team. First off, obviously Ohtani being there helps, but a lot of fun pieces in the bullpen. A lot of young talent, a lot of power hitters as well. This is going to be a fun team. The Cavalry, uh, they look like a better than average team this year, so we'll see what happens with them. But that is the league. The first week of the season coming up not too far in distant future right now. And I can tell you this much right now, the two teams that are going to start the season, the LA Bolts, the Las Vegas Four Aces, I believe, are the first game of the season. Bolts Four Aces, two games. We'll have highlights from both games. The Korea series, right? These two teams playing each other. Bolts Aces, Gausman Lizardo, Ryan Bibby getting the starts. We'll see you next week to kick off the regular season.